Remember, Jesus spoke Aramaic.
Huh? Abba meaning
Sorry?
father.
Okay, let's take a step. What language is Abba? Abba is Aramaic?
Yes.
Watch this.
Yep.
One second, I'll show you. Oh, sorry. Did you just search what did Jesus call the Father?
No, I knew this beforehand.
No. Did you say when you search it up? Did you search what Jesus called the Father, or what's the word for Father in Aramaic?
No, I didn't search this up. I know this.
Okay, so can you search it up, please? What did Jesus call God?
Jesus most commonly addressed God the Father.
Abba. True. Now search up what did Jesus call God in Aramaic. Now you'll see the difference.
Ella.
Oh, okay. So in words, Jesus said Allah, as the brother Philistine said, would be in the Western spoken languages of the Semitic language, and it would be Allah for pronunciation.
Okay. Well, you're going so off topic. We were just talking about the Holy Trinity. We're talking about the Trinity. I answered your question. I said Abba. Now you're telling me to go talk about what
Well, it wasn't.
God
It
is,
wasn't
and now
Abba.
you're going to say it's Allah. Now you're going to say yes, Jesus was a Muslim. Allah.
No. Pause.
You're going completely off topic.
Look, I will finish my point with the next sentence, okay?
Finish your point.
Abba is not what Jesus called God. God called him Elah, Alaha, and the pronunciation for it is Allah. That's what my thing is. And again, it's backed up by what did Jesus say and where was he and what language he spoke. Now, my understanding is Jesus said the only true God is Allah. You say, no, Jesus is God, Holy Spirit is God, and the Father is God, and they're all one.
Yes.
True?
One God, yeah.
So who do I believe? The church or Jesus?
But what?
Jesus said the only God, true God is Allah. Or Ella.
Yes.
Okay.
And
That's what Jesus said.
And he multiple times talked about his father.
Again, father is an English word. I can promise you Jesus never said the word father.
Times Abba. Wait, what do you want to say? Abba. He used Abba. That is the word.
Brother.
It was in Greek. In the Greek Gospels, it says pater.
Okay, perfect. Did Jesus speak Greek?
No, he didn't.
Okay, so why would you tell me the Greek? Why would you tell me the Greek then?
No. Actually, Christ did speak Greek because in order Christ to have spoken to the Gentiles, he must have spoken Greek because.
But Jesus wasn't sent to the Gentiles, and he spoke.
He did speak.
Look,
he did speak to the Gentiles.
Sure, but like I said, I will give you that he spoke some Greek. His main language was not Greek.
Greek was like logical sense to say that he did speak Greek.
It would make logical sense if you're assuming he spoke Greek fully. True?
Israel, the Israelites were under the Roman Empire at the time. The language that was mostly spoken in the Roman Empire was Greek. In order Christ to have a direct dialogue with Pilate, he must have spoken Greek because Pilate did not speak Aramaic. So your point is what?
Were Jesus' disciples learned men or common men?
They were common men.
Did common men speak Greek at the time?
Yes, everyone spoke Greek.
That's false.
That's false. You're making another
the common
claim.
tongue was
Now
Aramaic.
you're completely gone off topic.
Brother,
now I don't know what you're talking about because you were just a minute ago.
Look, brother, you're forcing what you believe in logic. I'm telling you that because if you just went with logic 1 plus 1 is 2. Just go with what makes sense. Now you're saying he spoke some Greek because the Roman Empire. What does that have to do with
Magnet is
Jesus?
$5.
Wait.
Sky is $4.
Skits what? Mute up, man.
To have a direct dialogue with Pilate, he must have spoken Greek. That's
Spoken some Greek. Like I said, I'm not denying that he spoke some Greek. I'm okay with that.
he spoke Greek.
Okay, spoke Greek and spoke some Greek are two different things. What did he preach in?
Well, he preached to you could what are they called again? The Gentiles, as in the Gentiles being
No.
pagans, right?
No.
Yes, he did. He did have he had a few dialogues with.
Few dialogues is
You
not
were not
preached
Jews.
to the Gentiles. He said,
Dude,
I was
dude.
sent to the lost sheep of Israel. In your belief, and some people they'll say, oh yeah, he went to the Gentiles. He told his disciples to go to the Gentiles after. Jesus didn't go out to the Gentiles. Let's put it that way.
So he didn't speak to that woman, which was
Spoke
not
to the woman. What did he say to that woman, by the way?
that I am he.
No, he said that get away
He
from
didn't say
me,
that.
you dog, because she was a Gentile. And he said, I'm here, dog, because she was a Gentile. And he said, I'm here only for the lost sheep of Israel. According to you. Or according to Christians.
He said what?
He said, get away from me, you dog, because she was a Gentile woman. He said, I was only sent to the children of the lost sheep of Israel.
That's not what she
Read it.
said.
Okay, read it.
You read it. Go on, put it up. You're the one who claiming that he said that.
Okay. I think this one's going to shock you.
She asked him, "Why are you speaking to me?"
Sorry, what?
She asked him, "Why are you having a dialogue with me? Why are you drinking with me?" Okay, let me. Oh shit! Oh gosh, This is nothing. This is complete. This is nothing. This is complete. This is nothing. This is complete.
Do and what does the church do? Right? Do you follow the church or do you follow Jesus?
Jesus taught his disciples. His disciples established the church. They had
Sorry, what?
apostolic succession. It makes sense if he taught his disciples. Not everything that he taught his disciples is in the Bible, because the Bible was the Gospels, right, were written by the disciples, and plus the Bible is put together with the church, or the canonical books that they believe that were put together. So there's other books that were written by the disciples.
I can tell you you're miseducated on that because Jesus' disciples did not. Jesus' disciples were common men. They were fishers and farmers and stuff like that. They didn't write. The people that wrote the Gospels are people that heard the stories after centuries from different people. But that's besides the point. Now read Matthew 15:21 to 28.
Matthew
15:20 to 28.
Okay, these are what defile a person, but eating with unwashed hands does not defile them. The faith of the Canaanite woman. Leaving that place, Jesus withdrew with the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from the vicinity came to him, crying out, "Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is demon-possessed and suffering terribly." Jesus did not answer a word, so his disciples came to him and urged him, "Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us." He answered, "I was only sent to the lost sheep of Israel." The woman came and knelt before him. "O Lord, help me," he said. He replied, "It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." "Yes, it is, Lord," he said, "even the dogs." When Jesus said to her, "Woman, you have great faith, your request is granted," and her daughter was healed at that moment.
Okay. So what did Jesus say to her?
Wait, I just lost it again. He said, I was sent to the lost sheep of Israel.
So not to the Gentiles?
She was a Canaanite woman, so she wasn't Jewish.
Yeah. So she was a Gentile.
So she was Gentile, yes.
Sorry, where was the part that he called her a dog? I don't know if you skipped that or if it's...
No, he said, he replied, "It is not right to do the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." So this is now, he's not calling her a dog. this is metaphorical language. I would say, I don't know what you call hyperbole or whatever. He's basically saying it is not right. It's not right to. Well, I don't even know, man. I have to.
Basically, to take what was meant for the children of Israel and give it to people that are not the children of Israel.
You can't. It's like saying you can't. Okay, even
My entire point here is this: who was Jesus sent to?
Huh?
Jesus. Who was he preaching to?
Sorry?
Jesus Christ. Who was he preaching to?
He was preaching to a Gentile woman.
Brother. He was not preaching.
But
He came and he ignored her, and then he said, "I'm here for the children of Israel, the lost sheep of Israel."
yeah.
He talked to his disciples. He said that to his disciples.
No. Later, and that's a different topic. Well, he says, "Go to the nations and baptize in the name of whatever, right?"
He says, so Jesus did not answer words, so the disciples came to him and urged him, send her away, for she was trying. He answered to who? He answered to the disciples. Or, yes, I was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel. The woman came back and knelt before him.
Okay.
So he said to the disciples.
Okay. So Jesus, according to you, who is God in flesh, who's most merciful, all love, and so on and so forth, the lady came begging him to help her daughter who was demon-possessed and ill, and Jesus ignored her for the most of the time until she begged and sat on the ground and so on and so forth, correct? And then he healed her daughter.
He was testing her faith. Well, he was basically showing that
Again, that's according to you. I'm seeing what does the text say, right? Because he said, "I'm here for the lost sheep of Israel," but after she begged and so on and so forth, he healed her daughter. His mission is to the children of Israel. So what language was he preaching in? That's where we are here. That's why we're.
if he understood what she was saying, then he must have spoken
He
against Greek.
misunderstood. Is that what he said?
He said he must have spoken Greek.
Okay, so he must have spoken Greek to her. I'm okay with that. Like I said, he spoke some Greek. Now, my question for you is this: he was sent to the lost sheep of Israel. Who was he preaching to?
What's that about preaching? He's answering his disciples, which are asking him, "Why don't you send her away?"
Okay, so he was speaking to them in Greek because they're his disciples and so on and so forth. Look, get to the point. Who was Jesus preaching?
Greek. We assume that he spoke Greek because he was. We assume this. We don't know this, but we assume because she was a Gentile woman. She didn't speak.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with speaking some Greek to her.
Yeah.
Now, if I know some Spanish, do you think I'm gonna go to Spain and try to preach a message in Spanish?
The point is, I don't know what you're trying to make a point. I'm
Point is,
saying
Jesus called God Allah, not Abba, or Ilah, whatever you want to take. And he said the only true God is Ilah. The church later came and he said, no, Jesus is God, Holy Spirit is God, and the Father is God. That's my entire point. Do I believe the church or Jesus?
But that's not what Christ taught. He clearly a lot of places in the gospel it talks about the Holy Trinity, and later,
What? Where does it speak about the Trinity?
Wait, give us a verse.
Yeah,
That's
where
crazy.
does it
That's a
speak about the
reach.
Trinity? That's a new one.
Yeah.
Brother, you know what? I can see that you're a genuine person. I would say read it. But again, don't read passages and stuff. Read from cover to cover. Okay, brother? Like literally, read from cover to cover. We could pretty solid, man. So just read from cover to cover.
But again, Jesus commands his disciples to baptize them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay, so then what I would advise you there is search up what happened to that verse. Because they removed it in the later Bibles because it does not have a solid manuscript, or it's not based on a manuscript. It was a later edition.
So it was removed. By who was it removed?
I don't know, a party that makes new Bibles, I guess. So it's not in I believe the New English Standard. Right. So you know why there are too many there are different variations of the Bible?
Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so I'm an Orthodox Christian.
Okay.
And we believe that we have apostolic succession.
Okay.
Again, I looked up. It was not removed from the Orthodox Church, so I can't really comment on whether it was
removed from it. Sure.
So it was changed. There was a lot of heresies where they did meddle with the Bible, with the with the New Testament. You can look at
No, I believe you. I believe you.
Montan did. He was an agnostic. No, he was agnostic. Agnostic, not agnostic. Agnostic. Right, Gnosticism, and he changed some things to back up his teachings. Now, in the Orthodox Church, I'm pretty sure that yes. Now, all I answered you was how the Orthodox believe that the Trinity is, because we don't believe in the Filioque, for example, where it does say and. When in the creed it talks about the Holy Spirit, which comes from the Father in the Filioque, we believe that the figure, the figure is the top figure. The Holy Trinity of the persons is the Father. But I don't know how to say the top figure. I would say like. You know what? I don't even know the terms, because if I say the main, then you would say that I'm.
No, that's okay. Like I said, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to push too hard. You know what I mean? Like realistically speaking, it is a journey, but you just have to be truthful and search it, look it up, right? When you look at just don't be blind. That's my entire thing, right? If something doesn't make sense, question it, right? Just see the truth of it, because it would be your fault, right? And Jesus warned about it. Now, if you do believe in Jesus, like I said, are you gonna go with what Jesus said or what the the church says he meant and how he did it? You know what I mean? That's step one.
The church teaches Christ's teachings. For example, his apostles, they will say we are successors of the disciples of Christ. We believe this as Orthodox Christians, just as you probably believe that you guys are the successors of Muhammad's teachings, because it was brought down from Muhammad down to now what you believe, right? As Muslims.
Well,
So
the
do we
truth-
Orthodox.
The truth is this: I don't believe anything blindly. You know what I mean? So even if the Quran, for example, if it said something and then it said something else somewhere else, it wouldn't make sense, right? The Bible, the Quran makes a very strong claim or a very strong challenge, right? It says if this was sent or written by anybody authored by anybody other than God, you will find contradictions in it, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have to go into the prophecies that it has and the laws and how actually the Quran is absolutely amazing, and I'm not sure if you've ever given it a read, but I would say start with the Bible first, cover to cover, and then just give it a read, right? Just understand what we're saying. Now the Quran says you'll find contradictions in it, and in 1500 years nobody found a contradiction, right? And when I say contradiction, I mean they both can be right. So if I ask you who carried Jesus' cross, would you know?
No.
Chris, why do I send you? Chris, why do I send you?